Dateline, Mexico. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you today from the Zeppelin races. Blackjack Pershing's on the scene from that digified superhighway. Dateline, Berlin. Pack it up, Pancho Villa. The Kaiser's coming, and he's saying, Mike, Mike, Mike. He wants our candy. He wants those Mike and Mikes.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
I'm really glad Bernie's not sitting in today.
Man. God, it would be like a fucking 45 minutes of that unfunny shit.
I don't know why you hate it so much.
That's hilarious, dude.
So unfunny.
It's the best stuff
It's
ever.
funny,
Terrible.
like the first minute. But
It's funny the
he
first
won't-
4,000
he doesn't,
times.
like,
You
go
hated
there.
it. You hated it the first time he did it. Don't act like it's something you're tired of.
No, it's impressive. I wonder if he practiced.
Oh, trust me, I'm tired of it. Don't worry about that.
Do you think he's at home like practicing?
I don't think
Like
so.
in the shower.
I think he has that voice. He just owns that voice.
No, I know, but I.
No, you don't
the
think
shit-
he
but the
really
shit
he
says-
didn't rent it? Owns the voice.
No, but the shit
What's up,
he
Mr.
says.
Perky? How you doing?
Doing
Are you
fine.
feeling kind of Gus today?
Yeah, sounds like
The
it.
voice. Yeah, I bought it at Target for $11.99.
Man,
Welcome back to Austin, asshole.
I'm tired.
Jesus.
It's been a
tired
long
and
trip.
cranky.
You've been in the office about 4 days over the past 2 months, so
Yeah, I have.
And you're about to head out to PAX East.
Yeah. I'd like to point out, too, that this being, in our company, being out of the office automatically signals you're not working or having a vacation.
clearly.
That is not the case.
No.
I'm very tired. My weekends have been very full.
I
But
know.
fun. But fun.
I believe it. So how was Emerald City Comic Con? You just wrapped that up. Both of you just wrapped that up.
It was a lot of fun, man. That event, I remember one time looking at it, because we obsess over events and what events we should do and not do and all that kind of stuff. And traditionally, pure comic conventions haven't been very kind to us.
Right.
Which is why, with the exception of Comic-Con, which is really more of a multimedia event.
Yeah, it's not a comic convention.
So there was like 25,000 people or something crazy there. And it was really fun. We got to sit in at the Microsoft/343 Industries booth. They were showing off the Defiant map pack, and lots of kids were playing. I heard a lot of yelling behind me,
Nice.
and whooping and hollering. I didn't get a chance to play any, but yeah, we sat down and we just signed autographs and gave away some posters and stuff. And it was a blast. It was.
So it must be real nice to not have to like set up rigging.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it was
organize shirts.
Totally different experience just to walk in and have everything set up and not have to like put all the T-shirts out and like. I don't know.
Yeah, because traditionally when an event starts, like
PAX East, for example.
PAX East when we go there Friday, the second the doors open and people come in and you're like, hey, what's up? You've already been working for like 6 hours at that point, and you have like
or longer.
or longer. You have an 8 or 10 hour day ahead of you, and the lovely people at Microsoft did that work.
Yeah.
And we were just able to go in and sign autographs and
Yeah, that's
be
great.
goofy. Yeah, that was cool, and to not have to tear down at the end of the night.
Yeah,
That's also
for
nice.
example, we got PAX East this weekend. I'm going to be... I go out on Thursday to work all day Thursday, setting up the booth so that we can open first thing Friday morning and be good to go. And then once the doors close on Sunday,
Then
spend
that's-
all Sunday night
that's
packing
when
it up.
the real fun
Yep.
comes in. That's where we I wonder if Gus, you and I, there's something very important to our lives that for about an hour period at the Sunday at the end of an event, the most important thing on the planet is 2 pallets. Mm-hmm. And finding those two or stealing those 2 pallets. Requisitioning those 2 pallets.
It seems like that's the biggest deal at San Diego Comic-Con. Like other events,
Yeah.
it's not as bad, but at Comic-Con, it's really something else.
Yeah, I think, Gus, was it you and I who tried to track down pallets? Maybe it was you and I, Jeff, that we were running along the loading docks
Yep.
looking
Yep.
for pallets.
That's what you do. You start scouting about an hour before the event closes because the pallets go fast and nobody ever. They're not. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know how the pallet distribution is supposed to work.
Yeah,
I know how it doesn't work.
they're supposed to bring them out on a forklift from the back to the front, and then like all the exhibitors mob them there.
Yeah.
But if you're proactive, you can go into the back and get it yourself off the loading dock.
If you don't want to wait like 3 hours for that,
because that's a
process
mess.
to happen.
Yeah.
It's also kind of funny. This is reminding me when Matt and I were in Australia at Armageddon Con to see how different countries handle events. I unloaded. Matt hadn't got there yet, so I had to do the setup myself, or the majority of the setup myself. So I had to tear down the pallets by myself. And then like in Comic-Con or PAX or whatever, you just take your cardboard boxes and you just kind of throw them in front of your booth, and somebody comes by with a big trash can and throws them away for you.
Right.
People kept coming by and were like, "What is all this trash doing on the floor?" And so I started moving it over like as far away from me as possible to other trash cans. And then at one point I had to get rid of the pallets, and so I didn't know where to take them because there was nobody around to talk to. So I just took the pallets and I stuck them next to a trash can, and then I was folding some T-shirts, and I saw like 2 event dudes walk over, and they stopped at the trash can, and they put their hands like on their sides,
On their hips, yeah.
yeah, like confused. And they stared at the pallets for a while, and the one guy turned to the other guy. I would love to know what they were saying. And he like scratched his head and pointed at the pallets, and then the other guy looked at the pallet and kind of did a I don't know. And they just stood there for a while, and then they walked away for a bit and came back with another guy, and the other guy was like, put his hands up, like, I don't know. And I started to try to get smaller and smaller in my booth. And then eventually, after like 5 or 6 straight minutes of discussion, like where these pallets magically appeared, they just like shrugged their shoulders and picked them up and just took them outside.
It's so weird.
I don't know. I did something wrong there. And I feel bad to those 3 guys, but I don't know what the right thing to do was.
Yeah, here, like you said, when you set up conventions here, you just kind of put all your trash and pallets out in front of the booth, and then people come by and they collect all that stuff.
Yeah. I also couldn't figure out where the hell... Usually when you get to an event, they have your tables and your chairs in your booth, and that was not the case. I had to requisition tables and chairs in Australia in probably the most devious and dastardly manner I have yet so far. I was very proud of myself. And I apologize to the other booths that didn't have tables and chairs.
Yeah, you were so proud of yourself. You texted me. You braved that international SMS fee.
I did. I was like, dude, you're the only person in the world who will appreciate what just happened.
That's funny.
So we're never going back there again, is what you're trying to say.
Oh, these guys love us. It was great.
So I guess
Trashy Americans.
Right now, we've had a bit of a run of events, and then we have PAX East this weekend and MegaCon later in the month. But then we have a bit of a lull in the travel until the summer.
Yeah. Then we have. Do you want to talk about what we have coming up, or should we just hold off? It's months away.
Yeah, I mean, that other stuff is far enough away. You can look at the events page and
obviously
get caught up on them.
Comic-Con and PAX and all that stuff.
But in the immediate future, we have PAX East and MegaCon to deal with.
You just added one in London to our events page, right?
No.
Okay.
we are in the final stages of working out a London event, and hopefully that'll be added this week.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll be in London at some point this year.
Yeah, actually, I did a podcast with Jenga Jam. They asked me to come on, and someone asked me when we were coming to Europe, and I was like, I have no idea. I think we're planning something.
Yeah, we're working on it.
So if that kid's listening, it sounds like we might be showing up. So there you go.
All right.
Hopefully, he was in the UK.
So
yeah, I don't know if there's isn't it? Central Europe is different, right? Than like the continent versus the UK.
UK's part of Europe. Most people say it is. I consider it something different.
I do too. I don't know why.
Well, Europe's tiny too. You can get from like England to Italy in like 2 hours, right?
Them's fighting words.
That was a joke.
Anyway, to recap, Emerald City Comic Con was fantastic. Microsoft and 343 were great to host us. We got to see a ton of people, Count 3D and Laird and all those guys. Luke was there. Good old Luke.
Nice.
It's always a pleasure to see him.
Yeah, we had some people bring by some great gifts, like handmade gifts.
Fantastic gifts. And continued the streak that my daughter thinks it's normal to receive a gift a week of your wife. And she's good. I feel sorry for her husband or wife someday, like down the road.
This would be like constant gift giving.
That person is going to be in for quite a shock when Millicent is like, "It's Thursday, and I haven't gotten a single gift. We're 4 days into the week. I'm not sure you. Yeah, but did I do something wrong in the marriage, or like I don't understand."
So while you guys were out of town, I was watching your chickens. Your chickens are pretty awesome looking.
They're great. They're great
They're
chickens.
really cute.
Yeah, they escaped on me one day.
Uh-oh.
I would have just said you can leave them out, but I didn't want to have to deal with trying to round them up in the evening. And actually, I was going to let them out today because they've been cooped up for cooped up for a while. But there's this our fence is only like 4 feet high, and there's this like black lab that lives behind us, and it's like getting interested in the chickens, and I think it might be tall enough to jump the fence.
We had a terrible event where they like to roost on the fence.
Really, they can get up there.
Oh, easy, yeah. They can get about 8 feet in the air.
Wow.
And sometimes I got to pull them out of trees. But like at night, if I don't put them away early enough, by like 9 p.m., they've already settled in on the fence and they want to go to sleep. And there's like 6 of them in a row, so you got to kind of pick them up 2 at a time. And one night I was doing that, and one of them was like, fuck you, and just took off. But she ended up going in the neighbor's yard, and their lab was out. And the lab started chasing it. And I was like leaning over the fence trying to grab the chicken, and I couldn't get it. And eventually the chicken ended up in the lab's mouth and just gave up on life. And I had to hop the fence, go in, and literally pull my chicken's head out of the dog's mouth. And then turn around and put that chicken in. The other chicken freaked out, went in the yard, and I had to go through the same process again. And it's like a chicken will run around and try to escape a dog for about 15 to 20 seconds before it lays down and decides to die.
No,
and the dog was ready to kill it. And he wasn't being evil or anything, but it's like, exciting for a dog.
No, it's just because it was at night. Like chickens get really docile, and that's why you can pick them up so easily at night because they go into this weird like slumber mode, even if they're awake. Where that's like the time where you can like pick them up or do medication or anything like that.
It's kind of like Jack in the normal day.
Yeah, they did not want to get picked up when they ran out on me.
Well, yeah, but you were in the morning, right?
Yeah, it was in the morning.
Yeah, in the daytime they'll run, but at night that's when they're like really sleepy. So it's not a good time to escape a dog when they're.
Yeah, it was pretty scary though because I was like they were like literally 20 seconds away from dying.
Wow.
You know?
Do you clip their wings?
No.
No?
They don't really try to escape. They're just
They don't try to, except when they try to escape.
No, they just sometimes they freak out and they're stupid.
They get confused.
Yeah, they're very easily confused.
But that's the only time they've ever gone in that yard.
I noticed you didn't do any fucked up shit in our house.
No, I didn't have the energy. I wanted to, but I feel like Joel now. But I've been suffering from a cold for like a week now.
Oh.
So I've been.
Why is that like Joel?
Joel has like super long colds that last for like months. And so I just didn't have the energy to do it.
Try to remember. Thank you. You were so lovely to watch our chickens and our cats for us. But try to remember, I do have one in the can waiting. If you do fuck with us again, I've got
right.
The best revenge
I was like,
possible.
Does he have a chicken in the can?
It's specifically tailored towards you and the things that annoy you.
Great.
That I've been crafting over the tenure of our friendship, and so
Right.
You know, I have an old roommate who lives in your neighborhood now, and another friend of ours who works at BioWare also moved into your neighborhood, and we used to work together. Like all three of us used to work together. Turns out they live one house apart. Like there's one house separating the two houses they live in.
they also live right between Gus and I.
Yeah, like they're like the halfway point.
I saw them moving in.
The refueling station.
It's pretty wild.
We should just put an igloo cooler in their front yard.
Just like bury it.
Yeah.
Time capsule beer.
So what did we miss while we were gone over the last month?
Duke Nukem Forever got a release date,
Oh, when is it?
Oh, really?
I didn't see that.
May 3rd.
Nice.
I'll be checking that out at PAX.
That's the now Gearboxed Duke Nukem. Yeah.
So it only took 15 years.
Yeah.
14 years, something like that.
I saw the call out that Gearbox put out that said, if you ever worked at Duke Nukem at any point, please let us know so we can include you in the credits. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although those credits are going to be like a phone book, I would imagine. Also, how would you
Like
prove
it's gonna be a separate disc. It's gonna be a 2-disc game, and one of them is just credits.
disc? We should submit our names and be like, yeah, of course we worked on it. Prove us wrong.
We live in Texas.
I worked at 99. Duh.
Portal 2 comes out next week.
That'll also be playable at PAX East, I think.
New Mortal Kombat comes out next week.
Next week is Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, the 11th, right?
Next week, Mortal Kombat and Portal 2.
No, Portal 2's not next week, is it?
Portal 2 is in April.
Portal 2's in April.
Is it in April?
Yeah.
Man, you're scaring me, Jack.
Oh, maybe Mortal Kombat's also in April. Oh, I thought they came out on the same day. Something comes out next week, though, I thought.
Yeah, something does come out next week.
Well, something big.
Gus, do you want to look at what comes out next week? So
Yeah,
we
let me
can-
see.
While you're doing that, I'll say that this week, Torchlight came out for Xbox Live Arcade, and Dragon Age 2 has come out,
Yeah.
which I will go buy for you at lunch today.
I mentioned that in AWU.
Oh, did you?
The third AWU I've done without you in the past month.
Well, you're holding down the fort, and I appreciate it.
Homefront comes out next week.
Oh, I'm excited
See?
about Homefront.
See?
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
That's not either of the titles you said.
yeah, but you're right. See?
I said something big comes out next week.
If only there was somebody here who worked in the company whose job it was to play video games and know when they come out.
Do you remember the Homefront event they threw at E3 where they had that parking lot you could park in for free across from the convention center?
Yeah.
And it was all like North Korean themed, and they had like barbed wire around everything.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool.
crazy.
They got
Pretty
in
neat.
trouble for...
Hey, throw a baby in a dumpster or something?
No. That was like a level they cut from the game.
Oh, okay.
Where you're supposed to put a baby in a dumpster and then defend it.
Yeah, that's right.
But they got. I think it was them. THQ got in trouble at GDC for having an event where they released a bunch of helium-filled balloons that went
yeah.
up and then immediately fell right into the bay.
And they had GameStop logos on them. And
yeah. But I think they said that the balloons were like soy-based, eco-friendly
Tell that to the seals.
balloons.
Yeah, before they degrade, they might choke some animal.
Yeah. Oh, well.
That's good times.
Yeah, like to do that in San Francisco. Like, there's a few cities where you don't want to do
Yeah.
something like that. In San Francisco, I think we're pretty much near the top of that.
Did you see someone recreated the Up House with real balloons and a real house?
No.
Oh, yeah, I did
Yeah,
see that.
yeah. Like they used like 300 giant helium balloons and actually lifted a house off the ground.
How
How
high
high?
did they lift it?
Pretty high. Like they lifted it for a little bit and actually had a person inside of it. Then that guy got out and they raised it really high.
Yeah, they went to South America or something.
The guy took a nap and woke up in another country.
Angel Falls or whatever that was. But no, it's for some new TV show on Discovery or something.
Did the house look like the same? Did it look
it was
the same?
the same sort of boxy house.
You know what's funny? I guess that was not a very good marketing stunt because I know they did it, but I have no idea what they were promoting.
It was a TV show. Like I think it's like, can you do that, or like, can it be done? Something like that.
Made me think of Up. You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm going to go buy an Up DVD.
Yeah, I had no connection with whatever they were trying to market, but I bought a bunch of Up DVDs after that.
Nice. You guys haven't seen Rango yet, have you?
No, I heard it's really good though.
Yeah. So, all right.
Number 1 at the box office.
Is it?
Yeah, it was number
Yeah,
one.
it was.
What was that terrible movie with Topher Grace that just came out?
Take Me Out Tonight?
Yeah. Oh, and that Kristen Stewart chick's also in it too.
It seems like that's become a genre of movies, like the 80s throwback movie.
Yeah.
Is
Like
that
one and Hot Tub Time Machine are very similar to me.
That Topher Grace Take Me Out Tonight. I haven't seen it, but it also has Booger in it, right?
Is he
From
in it?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, I don't know.
I think Howard Stern was saying that the other day. Yeah.
Movie looks terrible.
Yeah, it's like a lot of just like boobies and drug use and stuff, right?
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah, I don't know why we're saying it's terrible. It's not. It sounds like a winner. You've got Booger in it and tits.
Oh, dude,
Booger tits.
It's like being in the 80s.
It's like being in the 80s.
they released a new trailer for Fast 5 yesterday. Oh my god, that looks so terribly awesome.
Really?
I'm so
Fast
excited for that. That's the new Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it looks great. like it's loaded with the one-liners already. Oh, it's good.
That's great.
Yeah. So,
Hey, by the way, I get some travel tips.
yeah.
Don't go to the Pacific Northwest in February without a jacket.
Yeah, and also bring your socks.
Yeah.
Did you forget socks?
We're
I
so
just-
out of it. I didn't bring a jacket and Griffin didn't bring socks.
I just brought like little like ballerina flats or whatever, and now I've got a cold.
Ah.
And Jeff brought a hoodie, but it's like made out of jersey material. It's just like a t-shirt with the hood on it.
She was so cold that her ballet moves were terrible. No offense. But
No, that was stupid. I feel like every time I go to Oregon, I get sick now.
we've got like permanent jet lag.
Yeah. And
As I told you, if you keep traveling, eventually that jet lag like goes around the world and comes back to you, so
Yeah.
you'll get caught up. You just have to keep traveling. You just have to travel through it.
Well, hopefully, maybe it'll balance out, and since we're going to be going east next,
Right.
and then it'll all be good.
you should map out your time zones and like see how much you've swung back and
We
forth.
should.
over the
I
past
also,
month.
we haven't done events in a long time, Gus, aside from Comic-Con and PAX and PAX East. But now we're doing this the full push this year. I remember part of why I stopped wanting to do events, because every single traveler at an airport is an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all dumb, they're all slow, and they're all confused. Mm-hmm. It's like you go to DFW. If there's 10,000 people at DFW at one time, 9,940 of them have never flown before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is new and exciting, and like, oh my god, you could buy a pretzel. Really? Let's stop in the middle of the thoroughfare.
I can
and
get a
talk about it for
massage
45
right
minutes.
here in the airport.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Look at these
Oh, man.
pillows; they go around your neck.
I almost when I was flying back to Austin, was it last week? And at the Seattle airport, I almost got the full body scan.
Oh, really?
I guess
really?
they don't do it to everyone. They were like selectively picking people from the line, and they picked the dude in front of me and the dude behind me, but not me. And I was like, are they judging me?
They
do
didn't
they
want-
not
yeah.
want to see like what I've got to offer?
They're like, no, we don't want to take the clothes off of this guy.
That's another thing. All the travel I've done, I have never experienced the pat down or the full body scan.
Oh, really?
It's just like business as usual.
Have you been to
I got bomb scanned
in-
on the way back from Australia, but
In
that was
January,
nothing.
I flew into DC,
heard of
Washington
that.
DC Reagan, and just normal security metal detector.
No, if you fly into San Francisco, like you pretty much have to go through it there. That's the only time I've ever like gone through it.
I didn't even
multiple times.
see it in Seattle or Portland.
Because if terrorists attack, they're going to attack San Francisco over DC.
Absolutely.
Well, it's because the Golden Gate Bridge is so
Right.
picturesque.
Of course.
Did you hear that they're trying to pass a law in Texas to make it illegal for you to be scanned in Texas at the airports?
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
consider it like some kind of
It's like a violation
some kind
of privacy. or
sexual
something.
some kind of sexual attack.
Yeah.
Like they want to make it
They're doing that
illegal
in
for
Connecticut too, right?
It was weird wording. I
Yeah,
assume it's
yeah.
for legal reasons. It's like make it illegal for them to like touch your breast, groin, or anus area. I think they specifically said like anus in the law.
But you can still do the scan or whatever, right? Like you can get.
No, I think that was part of it
Really?
too. Yeah, you couldn't be
I mean,
scanned or pat down unless it was like you had a credible threat or something.
Well, I think that's. I mean, ideal because nobody wants to have that done. But if all states, I
wanna
think
have it done.
Texas has got so many guns in it, people can just go buy them anytime they want to.
yeah.
Honestly, I really don't care.
It's who
If
cares?
They want to scan me, fine. Whatever.
they're gonna
I guess
be-
I've already been naked on the internet pretty much. So
They're-
what's the point of this one now?
I tell you what, though, dude, they charge $50 to $100 per bag to check bags now. they're going to be pretty upset when they check my anus and find out that that's where my wallet goes. I got nowhere else to put it.
You know what's funny? I read an article. God, I hope I can find it again now for the link dump. I read an article this past week that said now, as a result, since airlines are charging for checked baggage, more people carry on, obviously. And I guess that the Transportation Security Administration is saying that's putting more of a strain on their resources. So they want to increase the fees associated with airplane tickets to accommodate them having to X-ray and go through more carry-ons.
It was something like $650 million a year.
Right.
That is, I can tell you, it's a huge deal. Like, they basically, at least on American, beg you to check bags. Yeah. They're like, we'll do it for free. At the terminal, they'll be like, we'll put it under the plane for you for free, please. There's no room on the plane. Please, please, please. And they actually, I watched them do it a couple times, like on the way out to Seattle, where they were just like, we're going to check your bag. And people will be like, I don't want you to check my bag. And like, I'm sorry, we're checking your bag.
Nothing's more frustrating than seeing that person getting on the plane with like a carry-on bag and also a backpack and a purse. And it's like, you're going to put it all up in the overhead, aren't you? I know you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it.
People have carry-ons that are way too big.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Really? Skis and a guitar? What the fuck are you going to be doing on this trip?
You can play guitar skiing, dude. It's an extreme sport. Skiing. It's going to be in the 2016 Olympics.
They'll compete head-to-head against the biathlon. Skiing and shooting versus skiing and guitaring. Let's see who wins.
But yeah, there's nothing worse than that, though. When like you see the person put both their bags in the overhead, then they stuff their jacket up there, too. It's like, people need that space, asshole. I don't know.
I try to fit everything under the seat in front of me usually.
Yeah. Well, I usually, if I'm carrying two things, one goes in the overhead and the
so
one goes on top of my feet.
So you're that asshole.
No,
he's talking about something else.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, I put my one overhead, up there, and then I'll put one on my feet, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and then he's right. The worst is the people also who put the coats up there immediately. It's like, just wait till all the fucking bags are up there. You can fit a coat around that a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can see the coat thing being an issue. But with purses, they say that's considered a carry-on.
Yeah, but you'll still see people like sneak on a purse as well. And it's like, you've got three things. You've got three things.
Yeah. Well, I think they've gotten to be a little bit more strict about it. Like I kept hearing over the intercom, they're like, well, if you have a purse, then you better put it in your carry-on if you want to consider it separate.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to be worthless for the rest of the podcast because I cannot get guitar skiing out of my head. I'm thinking of tricks, the freestyle. It's awesome. I hope to God somebody makes a sport out of this.
Then you have you have your electric version, you have your acoustic version.
Yeah.
That's just silly, Jeff.
God, you had to ruin it. You had to go there.
Who's going to ski down a mountain with a cord? Come on.
It's wireless. You have multiple amps laid out.
Like your amp on a sled right behind you.
How would you they'd shoot lightning bolts at you to power your electric guitar and amp? I mean,
no, they have wireless amps. Not amps, but they have wireless pickups on guitars.
All right, this is starting to sound like Scott Pilgrim to me. Never mind. It's lost its flair.
Have you ever seen Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, we finally watched the King's Speech, but we sat on the plane and they kept interrupting it every 10 seconds.
That's the worst.
And then we had issues with the headsets or headphones, so we had to share. So we each only had it in one ear, and Millie was stopping us. It was not ideal.
I hear that's how the Academy screeners watch movies.
Oh my God! I watched a widescreen movie squished to 4:3.
And then they ended up having to reboot it at some point because they noticed that one of the monitors wasn't down, so people were complaining. So then they had to start the whole thing over again. So
then, of course, I think it's timed the way those things work. So we were it took them 30 minutes to get it going. So then 30 minutes before it was over, it just turned off. And then they had to and I think it was going to cut into their television programming, start with 2.5 Men or whatever. And so then they had to go through the whole rigmarole. So it took us another 20 minutes to see the last 3 minutes. It was a 4-hour flight, and we barely finished the film.
Wow.
It was really good. So I wish I'd seen it in the theater.
Yeah.
Or at least, on a screen that wasn't all fucked up.
During the Academy Awards...
I love World War II movies, by the way.
Right,
great.
Right before they
did not a World War II movie.
Right before they did the Best Picture award at the Academy Awards, they did the final montage of all the movies, and then they did, and it was all with the King's Speech playing during the montage of all the movies. Uh-huh. And I thought, well, there you go. I just heard the speech. I don't need to watch the movie now. That's it. That's the climax of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally it.
Colin Firth is good.
Yeah, he's really good. That whole cast is great. Jeffrey Rush is awesome in everything he does.
Even girl boner for Colin Firth.
Guy Pearce is pretty good in that too.
Yeah,
did they have the thing on the plane where when they come over the intercom while you're listening on their headphones, it blares and it's crazy loud and makes you rip your headphones off?
No.
That's happened to me a number of times.
We had some issue like that. It was really tinny and loud, but you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
The last flight I took when I was flying on United up to Seattle, there was you could change the in-flight audio and on one of the channels you could hear the cockpit communications.
Really?
Yeah, so like I just went to channel 9 and I could hear like you not only hear your plane communicating with air traffic control, but you hear all the other planes communicating with air traffic control. And
That's really cool.
It was awesome. I was like, you know what altitude you are, like what other planes are around you and where they are and how far away they are, and like what runway you're going to land. It was awesome. I loved it. I was fascinated the whole time.
They had another kind of cool thing on that Qantas flight to and from Australia where they have a tail cam, and you can navigate to a channel that just shows you an above the plane view of your plane as it's flying.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
I was obsessed with that. I was like convinced I was going to see a gremlin. Like I must have watched it for 45 minutes straight just waiting for something creepy to happen.
That's probably why they installed them.
Probably.
Get this gremlin checker.
The gremlin watch out.
It was
gremlin cam.
It was either that or watch the same episode of Top Gear for the 15th time. So I feel like the travel has dominated the podcast.
Well, that's
Maybe
all that
we
we've
should-
had
Well, it's
going
been
on.
dominating our lives.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
True.
true.
Yeah, we haven't had. I mean, that's all we can talk about. We haven't been in the same office together very much lately.
That's true. How have you been?
We'll have hijinks to talk about after this weekend at PAX, hopefully.
We're not going to have any hijinks, are we?
I hope not.
Are you excited about the new convention hall in PAX East?
Jack, anytime you ask me if I'm excited about something, I'm never excited about it. I guarantee you. So what are you going to say? Is Gus excited? No. Gus is not excited.
I think he was looking at Jeff when he said that.
I was,
I don't think
actually,
anyone
but-
expects
No,
you.
everything's about me.
Gus, you excited about Thunderbolt on your new laptop?
Gus showed me the Thunderbolt port. He was
No,
like,
it's funny because his screensaver is just the Thunderbolt icon. That's all I can see. It was under his desk last night. I just saw this Thunderbolt logo bouncing around.
That's also what I called my laptop. It's also called Thunderbolt.
I have so much laptop envy right now. Like Gus was showing off his laptop to me this morning. I have the most recent revision before the refresh, and he was telling me that benchmarks put his computer 3 times faster than mine. So I want to flush mine down the toilet and get a new, or just pretend to spill a Coke on mine like some people, so I can get a new laptop.
Do you really think I need to pretend to spill?
That's a good point.
So, yeah, despite Bernie's objections and criticisms, baseless criticisms, I went ahead and bought the laptop.
No, I got my laptop back.
Is it keeping your desktop company? Is that what he said?
Yeah, they're working together. And then, this weekend we have our PAX East panel and presentation. And he was like, hey, are you taking your laptop? We need something to present our videos on during the panel. I was like, there you go.
They're like, I'd like to, but this is my personal laptop. I don't know if it's appropriate.
I
to
can
use it for
show them
business.
off of the desktop I bought for
You
video editing.
you should rent laptop time to Bernie. You're like, I can contract this laptop out to you. That's going to be $75 an hour.
It's a very reasonable rate. Until you have to use the Thunderbolt.
Then it skyrockets.
Yeah, it skyrockets. That's where they get you.
No, I finally got my laptop back. Should I get into this story, Gus? You think?
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
All right. So about
Do we have a vote in this?
All right, cool. Thanks. That was good.
No. We got to get closure. We need closure.
Go ahead.
So just over a year ago, my parents' house was robbed, and then a week after that, it was robbed again. And
I'm sure avid podcast listeners will remember that.
yeah,
There's a group. I would totally rob Jack.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
I joined.
Can I tell you how much secret laughing there was going on behind your back
dude.
during that process?
I don't think anyone was being
If you
secretive.
it was the immersion shoot, the inventory shoot. It was,
laughed
it was
so hard
when-
on that.
Oh, right,
that
yeah.
was when I got robbed the second time. And
Well, that was the first, wasn't it?
no, that was the second time. The first time I was coming back from a trip from Canada or something. That immersion shoot, if you were there, that's the maddest I've ever been in the last probably decade.
I had to go sit in Bernie's truck to laugh.
Dude, I was like radiating anger.
Yeah, you were
I was
fucking
so
furious.
mad. I had to sit away for about 45 minutes. But anyway, so long story short, well, this will be a long story. Anyway, I changed my passwords on everything that day because I left my laptop at home because we were on location, and so I changed my passwords on my email, on my internet stuff from where we were shooting using Gus's iPhone or something. And what
Yeah, it was on my iPhone.
What we did was we set up a thing. It's like, well, I had my mail open on my laptop and hadn't turned off my machine, so Gus set up something where basically anytime a bad password would hit the mail server, it would track the IP address of where that came from. And initially, we got a log back full of like my phone and a couple other items that I was checking that was getting wrong passwords.
All legitimate devices that need to be updated.
All stuff. And then we had one number that was a little bit weird. And so we sent this number off to the police who were investigating my case. And after about 3 months, they finally said, we have a subpoena.
After explaining to them what an IP address is.
Yeah. Austin Cybercrime Division isn't too solid. But anyway, after some time, they finally got a subpoena and went into this person's house and found a bunch of my stuff and a bunch of other stolen stuff too. And it turns out the guy was actually already in jail on a probation violation for a misdemeanor probation. And so basically they charged him with a bunch of, robbing other stuff. And so then over the next few months, it was a bunch of dealing with this kid and where, like, actually I got his name. I won't share it on the podcast, but we found his MySpace account and tried to figure out as much as we could. Turned out he had very nice parents who were, very rich, and it was just a kid being a jerk off asshole.
Terrible taste in music, though.
Yeah.
So he didn't even need the money.
No, he was just robbing houses because he's bored. And so ultimately, that sounded so gross.
Yeah, it sounded so gross.
Sorry. I should aim away from the mic.
Do you know if he was an RVB fan?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, he was a pothead fan, asshole fan. But so he probably liked you. Anyway,
I keep my wallet.
So after all this time, like, we were able to start tracking down some stuff. We found we didn't find my Xboxes, but we found that laptop. Like, we found an old laptop. He stole 2 of my laptops. Found like both the laptops. The second laptop we actually found because I called up Apple, was asking for my serial number of the one that got stolen. And they said, yeah, we don't have any laptop registered under your name other than the one you're currently using. I was like, wait, so someone re-registered my laptop under their name? They're like, yeah. I was like, can you give me that name? They're like, well, we can't, but if you have a serial number, we can give it to a police officer. And so I was able to track through old email, find a serial number, and then they were like, yep, it's registered. It's not under your name, though, so have a cop call back with a subpoena, and we'll give you that name. And so the cop did that, and they found the other guy, got my laptop back, so that guy is now suing the same kid for selling him stolen property.
Yeah, that other guy just bought the laptop. Yeah. He didn't realize it was stolen.
He bought it off Craigslist, basically. And
that's so lame.
Yeah. And
God, I'd be so pissed.
Dude, yeah. And so anyway, so I got my laptop back, but I'm still missing my Mac Pro, which is the one that had like 8 years of photos on it and stuff like that. That's the one thing I'm still missing. And my camera is still missing. But
that's the thing that sucks, right? The photos and I had like videos of like
the intellectual property stuff that's just gone,
By the way,
I had video
through this whole process you're complaining about the cops and this whole how long and arduous this process is. You got like everything back but one. I can't get the cops to return my calls about our break-in.
No, I did. I essentially did all the work for these police officers. Thanks to Gus, like, we were able to do pretty much everything for them. And aside from like going to the guy's house and being like, my stuff's in this hall somewhere, like, we couldn't do that legally.
Yeah, we did everything we legally could. You know, there were times we hit roadblocks and you needed subpoenas, and we handed off all that stuff. Obviously.
It sucks that you have to be the police to get them to do anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's like your lackadaisical security ended up saving you.
Yeah, honestly.
Because you didn't have a password on your laptop, which allowed you to catch this guy. My adherence to good security practices fucked me because I had a password. Nobody could ever get to that point for me.
I saw a video the other day. It might have been a DEF CON presentation where some guy basically gave a "Don't fuck with a hacker's" laptop presentation, where someone stole his laptop, but he had like screen sharing and was like snooping all the traffic and pulling his data back off of it, and like got this guy's like online dating profiles and like naked pictures of this dude and like all this stuff, and gave like a long presentation showing how he did it.
Man, can I make a plea to the world if you're not professional, don't take naked photos of yourself. Shouldn't everybody have learned at this point?
Yeah.
Jeez. Also, come on.
Also, if you're going to do it, be resigned to the fact they're going to get out.
Nobody wants to see you naked.
Or me.
Gus, he just has cardboard cutouts. So
I've got a cardboard cutout of me naked on my desk.
So anyway, you're going somewhere with this.
All right, so the worst part was, though, this kid, he went and sold a bunch of stuff at pawn shops all around Austin, like 3 different pawn shops, including stuff like a microphone that exactly matches the description of the one I gave, but I didn't have a serial number, so I can't say that it's mine. And stuff like that, like a camera that, he sold a camera that is obviously mine, but I didn't have a serial number for it. And it's like, even though he, like, now it's all been said and done, he's actually been convicted.
So was that the point of the story? He got convicted?
He got convicted.
Okay.
And he's on like a 6-year probation now. And
is he in jail?
He's not in jail because
he was in jail.
He was in jail. He got out, but he's on probation. If anything happens, he's paying my family money now to cover all these costs and stuff. But even though he was convicted, all the stuff he still has at pawn shops, it can all be sold. And, like, he can still claim it is his. Like, in my opinion, if you are convicted of a burglary, anything at a pawn shop should be pulled off immediately.
Is that stuff still at the pawn shop a year later?
I'm sure it's all gone.
Oh, yeah. I guess the moral of the story is, people listening should write down their serial numbers.
Definitely. And don't put them in a safe that can be carried out of your house.
Store them somewhere, online, like cloud storage or something.
Yeah, I've got all my serial numbers on a Google Doc now, where it's like I can access it from anywhere, and as soon as I buy something with a serial number, I write it down inside there. Yeah. And so that's huge. And also password protect all your computers just in case,
Don't password.
I mean,
Well, I don't know what the moral of that story is.
That's kind of ambiguous. Like
I guess so. I mean,
your data. I mean, what's more valuable to you? Like getting your thing back, or making sure no one else gets to your data?
Yeah.
Easily?
If you don't have anything like important or crazy going on, like maybe.
Yeah, and then also like maybe not everyone can track what IP address is accessing their stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wish my big computer was password protected.
The moral,
I had like 4 hard drives worth of stuff on there. And
the moral of the story is to buddy up with Gus as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story, but the guy, he got convicted. He's paying us money now, and if he does anything stupid like that again, he'll go to jail for like 10 years.
Well,
Awesome.
So
I'm sure everyone really wanted that closure. Is listening, to
or he'll go on probation again, and somebody will be going, "Listen, he's really going to go to jail."
Well, he's on felony probation.
Come on, he's
now.
not Lindsay Lohan.
Can we get back?
He
to
was
this?
in jail when they found him, and then he got out of jail and went in jail again, and now he's out of jail again. I'm not convinced this dude's going back to jail. Anyway, I'm sorry, Griffin. You want to say something?
Oh, we talked about naked photos earlier.
I like
we
where
know
this
that,
is going.
We know that you've taken naked photos, or you've had somebody take a naked photo of you. Have you guys ever taken naked photos of yourself? Because I know, Jeff, that you have.
You
You have.
taken naked photos?
No, I had some. I don't know where they are now.
Thank you. Yeah, really?
So
Really? You
Jack,
just lost
what about you?
those? Where did I put those naked photos?
They're on a
of
phone
Jeff?
somewhere. I think I let them know. I lent that phone to John Michael.
The thief took him.
That's kind of a scary thing. Right?
I don't think I did, but I do. I remember like webcam sessions back in like college and stuff with girlfriends. So maybe,
So like maybe there might be a
If you
screenshot of you.
if you pay for that webcam session, can you call her a girlfriend? Can you have a girlfriend for $2.99 a minute?
It's a small extra fee.
it's called girlfriend experience. Thank you very much.
So there might be some naked pictures, screenshots
Maybe.
of you somewhere.
Maybe.
I think maybe everyone has got some naked photos
I
lingering
think
out there somewhere.
now with like the proliferation of cameras, I think it's difficult not to have naked photos of you. Like you may be naked, and your the camera on your laptop may just be on. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Just like walking around your house.
Or every time I walk into the living room naked and the Kinect does this.
It's like, why is it looking at me?
It doesn't make you feel good when it's like looks up you and down. You're like,
makes you feel
you're
good?
right,
It's
Kinect.
like your TV is give you a nod.
Usually, if I walk in, the Kinect just goes,
It looks away as quickly as possible.
Shakes. No.
Kinect lost its boner.
And now we're all thinking
Yeah,
about other
synchronized
things.
Oh,
sign.
dude, did you you know our friend Kayla who made the hamburger bed forever ago?
Uh-huh.
Did you hear that she made 2 more for MTV?
No?
So the MTV Spring Break House is at the Rio in Vegas this year.
Uh-huh.
And Burger King hired her to make 2 new hamburger beds for like their location.
What'd they pay her for it?
A lot of money.
Good
That's
for
awesome.
her.
So she can pretty much just make shit now.
She made a Millennium Falcon bed, too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's in her house right now.
But does she have a day job, or does she just make stuff?
No,
for a living?
she's a teacher actually.
Huh.
But yeah, it's pretty cool for her. Like they paid her quite a bit of money. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say.
No,
what
don't
they
do it.
paid.
I was
Yeah,
I was joking.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
talk about it.
want to know
But
much.
what does she teach?
She teaches young kids. I think she's an art teacher.
Hamburger
Okay.
bed carpentry.
Yeah.
But she also made a Millennium Falcon bed, like Jeff was saying, and yeah, she does really, really cool stuff. And so it's cool to see like someone spotted that and was like, "Hey, make it again for us." And
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that hamburger bed was really popular. A lot of people saw it on the internet. I think I saw it like on Reddit and sites like that.
I actually was doing some image research the other day, and it popped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was
What
something
image
totally random.
research?
Oh, just for a design project I'm doing for the company.
You're redecorating Bernie's office.
No, it's for something coming up. But
Okay.
and it had nothing to do with anything, but for whatever reason that hamburger bed popped up.
Nice, nice little surprise.
It wasn't when I'm not designing hamburger stuff.
Great.
So.
Okay.
Now I want a hamburger.
Lunch.
We're actually making the sequel to Good Burger. I don't know if you guys knew that.
We should go to P. Terry's.
Oh, dude,
You
you
know-
want to go to Pizzeris?
Yeah.
All right, let's do
The,
it.
Horse is done. I'm cool with it.
The last time we did an event at the Alamo, we were testing footage. I had to go up to the projection room.
What is that noise?
There's a weird noise outside. I had to go up to the projection room to like test out, different delivery options. And when I was walking up there, I saw like a reel of Good Burger, like just laying there. I was like, that's the movie Good Burger on film. Like, that's so weird to just see it like out of the blue for no reason at all.
Well, it had a reason. It was a doorstop, right?
Yeah,
Those reels are heavy.
No, they probably had an event at the Draft House where it's like get free burgers or something along with it.
I'm sure there was.
They
there
do
was some
they
of
do
that.
unlimited pizza for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they show that.
Do you
really?
think? Do you think Kel wakes up every day and curses Keenan like you motherfucker?
We met him a couple of years back at Comic-Con. I
Yeah,
totally
we did.
forgot
He was
about
a
that.
really nice guy, really
Yeah.
nice guy. But Keenan has become, Keenan.
Yeah.
He's on SNL.
Yeah, SNL.
Oh, did you see SNL this week?
No,
Miley Cyrus.
Oh, we
No.
saw clips.
Miley Cyrus is terrible. terrible. She had one funny moment where she played Justin Bieber on the Miley Cyrus show. And it was funny, and then she broke the fourth wall because they asked her about salvia, and she's like, "It's legal, yo," and like looked directly into the camera. It's like, no, you just ruined it.
By the way, speaking of this weekend, when I was in Seattle and also Oregon, on hotel internet and my phone, I discovered for the first time in the tenure of your relationship with our company, I actually wanted to kill you.
Oh, really?
I wanted to murder you this weekend. I've wanted to maim you many times, but I wanted to fly back to Austin just so I could kill you because you did this thing that I wasn't aware of, where on Awu you asked people to send in videos of themselves saying numbers.
Oh, did I kill your email?
Send in as many videos as you want. It took me on average 3 hours on their crappy free Wi-Fi to get my mail.
You leave town, I got to do something, man.
Oh my god, it was brutal. My phone, I couldn't do shit for the entire weekend mail wise because it was like iPhone video after iPhone video after iPhone video of people saying 54.
Well. You leave the office. I got to come up with something. I got to come up with someone to create content. If the community will do it if you're not going to.
Did you get a bunch of submissions for 69?
I got a few. I got one funny one with 2 stuffed animals.
Got some 117s. I saw.
Oh wow, they're really going ahead.
But
into the future.
I'm like, some people are sending in multiples, whereas like, okay, here's numbers 55 through 70. Like, just pick one. It's like
the shotgun approach.
Yeah. But anyway,
probably got like 500 of those in my inbox.
But like, no one sent anything incredible in. Like, I was hoping like someone would like send one in front of like the Man's Chinese Theater, something cool like that. Like, that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, so now you're giving them ideas.
Did you like
your pie in the sky is Man's Chinese Theater, not the Taj Mahal,
but I mean,
Great Wall of China,
something recognizable. No, in
the Whataburger by my house.
It's a good Whataburger. Let's not bad mouth it.
Yeah, maybe an In-N-Out, but no. In Awu, I said, like, if I'm going to get a bunch of submissions, so I'm going to pick the best one. So try to do something original.
Oh, I see. So you did say don't send me shit.
What Jack's saying is we're not going to pick any of your shitty submissions. Get better.
But
try harder.
Like 54 is going to be the first one, and I've probably got like 15 submissions for 54, so I'm just going to go through and pick the best one. So you'll know whether or not you're on it, obviously. So.
I'm going to say something.
Yes.
I've watched them, and they're all really cool, and it's really cool that people send them in. But vertical iPhone submissions are never going to get picked, guys. I'm sorry, but that just doesn't work.
Unless it's in front of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, unless it's in front
of Man's Chinese Theater.
And then it's not going to be a vertical iPhone submission. It's going to be turned on its side, and we're going to be looking at a falling down Taj Mahal.
Yeah. Maybe someone can go to Man's Chinese Theater and get the dude dressed up like Superman and Batman to do numbers.
There you go.
You guys didn't talk about the Oscars last week, did you?
I had nothing to do with the Oscars. I was on the plane when they happened.
That's right. You're not into popular culture.
I know y'all talked about it.
No, I'm totally into popular culture. I just couldn't watch it
the week before, but it was old news by the time we did the podcast.
I do feel like we've like hit some kind of time warp where we haven't really been connected to the world in a while.
Yeah.
It's the jet lag.
Yeah, partly that, or just like not like I don't check my email as much, because you're kind of like trying to deal with hotel computers internet or being on the plane and not being able to use your phone. So I don't feel nearly as connected. I can't just check things like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
How fast was internet in Australia? Did it go backwards? Did it spin the other way?
Oh yeah, I tried to check the toilet to see if it did that. But the toilets that they have there, it's like at least the ones that we use in the hotel.
We used a lot of toilets.
It was like the energy saving, but so it didn't really do the swirl.
It goes
goes straight down. So I didn't even get that. I didn't get that experience.
Internet in Australia was okay, I guess. No. Hotel internet is always like 60% of what you want it to be. No.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
Although last year at PAX East, our internet was pretty good at the hotel, I remember.
There's a hotel we would stay at when we would go up to Bungie. That's kind of by Bungie. That place had fucking awesome internet.
I don't
know what their deal was.
I think the place we stayed in LA at E3, we did an Awu at E3, and I remember it uploaded so fast I hadn't finished putting in details yet of the actual episode. And it was already done uploading. I was like, oh shit, I had to make it private before it went live. It was awesome.
There you go.
All right, well, should we wrap this shit up so we can go get some hamburgers?
We probably should. We need to get some hamburgers and reiterate that if you're in Seattle, you're fucked. But if you're in the Boston area, you should totally come to our panel Saturday
at 4:30.
4:30 p.m. at PAX East.
PAX East is totally sold out.
Yep.
However, if you already have a badge, please come to our panel Saturday. And come to our booth and buy lots of stuff.
We promise you won't be disappointed. And if you are disappointed, Jack will personally give you $2.
Yeah, we have some videos we're going to be showing. In fact, that's why Bernie's not here. He's putting the finishing touches on that stuff.
Yep.
And we're very excited.
Are we doing anything for PAX Achievement Hunter?
We're going to be there.
Okay.
Being there's 90%
Did
of
you
it.
want to do something?
Well, I think Bernie wanted us to have a video for the panel.
What video would you like to
I don't
have?
know.
All right, well...
Oh shit! Well, you got like 24 hours to figure that out.
Bernie didn't want me to have a video because he didn't mention it to me, but it sounds like you're dropping the ball.
Welcome back to the office, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you
thanks for
very much.
listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.